choir sits patiently through 3 movements of a very long symphony. Finally, in the 4th and final movement, the choir rises. The conductor looks at them for the first time, and their entrance is a resounding word, Freude! I've waited all my life to sing that from the pulpit. Of course, you probably know I'm referring to Beethoven's 9th Symphony. Freude, German for joy. The composer said Friedrich Schiller's poem that we have come to call the Ode to Joy. Had today's gospel hero, Mary of Bethany, known and spoken German, she might have sung Freude, the very essence of joy. Exuberant, extravagant, inordinate, prodigious. Big words that express great, big love. Mary of Bethany's love for Jesus was wholly unguarded, unafraid of excess, unrestrained, unconditional. In a word, huge. Today's gospel reading from John tells us again of the hospitality that Mary, Martha, and Lazarus of Bethany extended to Jesus. Weary of his travels, he knew that when in the Jerusalem area, he would always find a welcome in the Bethany home of his dear friends. Meeting Jesus at the door of their home, I can imagine that his heart soared at hearing that what he knew he would hear there. Come in, rest, refresh. Tell us of your travels. Stay a while. Tell us what's on your heart and mind. True hospitality. In the Arab world, a guest at one's home is always offered a beverage to slake the thirst of travel in the desert heat. And in former times, the hosts would also offer to wash the guest's feet, tired and dirty from the desert dust. How good that we have recovered this custom at our Maundy Thursday worship soon upon us. To wash one another's feet and to allow ours to be washed are acts of love and humility, for our feet contact us directly to the earth. But at this visit there was a surprise, and what a surprise it was. Mary of Bethany, yes, we know her, the one who annoyed her sister in not helping out more in the kitchen. Mary, the one whom Jesus said has chosen the better part. Mary different from the practical people in her life. She cracked open a jar of precious oil, poured it out on Jesus' feet, and then wiped his feet with her hair. Imagine what a shock this was to everyone in the room. As the aroma of the precious oil filled the space, and at the sight of Mary's massaging Jesus' feet with her hands and wiping them with her hair, silence, awe, wonder, astonishment. And from one at least, disapproval. Judas the betrayer broke the awkward silence by objecting to this waste of valuable oil. Waste! It could have been sold to buy food, clothing, and housing for the poor. Jesus replied, "You will always have the poor, but you will not always have me." What can we take away from this lesson in our own life? First, I think, is to recognize joy is not the same as happiness. As you well know, we can be happy one day and miserable the next. A phone call can, as we say, make our day. Or another phone call can wreck our mood and lead to a sleepless night. Happiness tends to be dependent on outward circumstance. But if you're a joyful person, then you're not undone by temporary misfortune. For people of faith, joy is being in Christ. And that joy is constant, carrying you through life's ups and downs and beyond. As I mentioned earlier, the household of Mary, Martha, and Lazarus was a joyful one because they practiced generosity and hospitality. Think again of their delight when Jesus showed up at their door. Kind of like when a long-lost child. Many Christians have found deep joy in serving others. St. Benedict said it so well, those who welcome the stranger are welcoming Christ. Different people have very different ways of showing love. Martha of Bethany showed hers by preparing a meal. Mary showed hers by doing what she did in today's lesson. One's not better than the other. When I applied Mary's life to myself, I don't see myself in her at all. I could never be Mary. To start with, I don't have the hair. I've had fun thinking about wiping Jesus' feet with my hair, and boy, that's strange. God so loved you that he sent his only Son, Jesus. The love of God for you is so boundless, so indescribable, so huge, that it will take you a lifetime and beyond to fully comprehend it. Presiding Bishop Michael Curry is redirecting our attention. He clearly proclaims that we are a Jesus people. Not so much now a church people, not so much a justice people, certainly not so much a literate and comfortable people, as good as all these things may be. Bishop Curry is asking us to fall in love again. Again and again and again. Mary of Bethany loved Jesus so much that she risked everything. The precious oil worth so much money, the judgment of her sister once again at being that impractical girl, the scorn of her neighbors for expressing her love in an unseemly manner. She loved Jesus so much that she would not, could not, put any limits on expressing her joy. Now, you and I may not be called to such a dramatic demonstration of joy, but regardless of our temperament, we are called as followers of Jesus to love him again. And in that love, we discover joy again and know something of the boundless love of God for us. Extravagant, indescribable, overflowing, abundant joy. In the joy of the Lord is your strength.